If you're someone who's a huge meat and dairy and egg and butter eater, it's like a pretty daunting thing to cut all of that out immediately. You're scared that it's gonna be like the worst thing that's ever happened to you if you don't eat burgers, then I would say ease into it. 1 week cut out red meat, 1 week cut out chicken, and then eggs, and then butter, however you want to do it. The internet is amazing. There's so many blogs out there that are great. Find a vegan friend. If you don't have one, you can make one. Know what you need to do to be healthy. Go to your doctor. If this is a really extreme thing for you, then you should go to your doctor and make sure you're gonna do it the right way, because you can make yourself really sick if you're not getting the right nutrients that you need. But there are so many other ways that you can get the nutrients you need. You just have to be smart about it. You have to be very conscious about it. Don't assume that where you're going is going to have vegan-friendly food. So that can mean a variety of things. So if you're eating a vegan diet, you have to deal with the fact that most people aren't. And you're going to go to people's houses, and they probably won't have a whole lot for you to eat if you're not prepared. So I always brought myself something if I wasn't sure. I never assumed that someone would have something for me to eat. They don't have to cater to your diet, so you just have to be responsible and bring yourself some food. I don't go to dinner parties or whatever. I don't know the rules about being a good host, or I don't know. But you can always call and say hey, I'm vegan, do you mind if I bring something? Because sometimes people get offended if you bring your own stuff. If you go to a party and you show up with your own little Tupperware and they've made all this food, they're like, who's this asshole? If it's a situation like that and it's awkward, I would just explain yourself, because you don't want to assume that they're going to have something for you to eat. You show up and then you're going to starve to death, sitting in the corner crying while everyone else is having a good time eating cheese crackers and burgers, and you're just like, this sucks. The other part is don't accept assumptions. And what I mean by that is when you ask someone if something is vegan, this is especially if you're going out, then they're like, yeah. Don't accept that. I was at TGI Fridays with my parents, and that is a very un-vegan friendly place to go, by the way. And I asked the waitress if the fried green beans, if they had any egg or dairy in them, in the batter. So she went and checked. She came back, and apparently they get them in frozen and they just fry them. So they had no idea. She's like, but I don't think so. So if you're going to be on the safe side, don't accept it. People really love food, and they care about it a lot. So when you tell someone that you don't eat meat, dairy, eggs, butter, they're like, no, stop. Oh yeah, I'm vegan. They're like, just be prepared to talk about it. You're gonna get people who think you're mentally defective, think that you're insane, think that you have gone off the rocker simply because you don't eat the same things that they do. Does that seem crazy? Yes. Is it crazy? Yes. Was I one of those people who thought that vegans were insane? Yes. I didn't experience what I call the vegetarian-vegan double standard during my time, but I did experience it when I was a vegetarian. I'll give you an example. You're out at a barbecue. Someone offers you a hot dog, and you say, no thank you, I don't want a hot dog. Come on, have a hot dog. Oh no, that's okay. And they're like, why don't you want a hot dog? Like, oh, well, I don't eat meat. And they're like, pretend this is a hot dog. It's mascara, but pretend it's a hot dog. Then they wag hot dogs in your face, and they're like, hot dogs are so good, you're missing out, hot dogs. It happens when you politely decline something. You didn't shove your interest in their face. You didn't say, I'm a vegan, so no. And all you said was, oh, no, thank you. And they were like, why? And you're like, oh, well, I don't eat meat. And they're like, I'm gonna shove my choices in your face. Typically, these are the people who would have, lit you on fire if you had said, oh yeah, I'm vegan. Like, if you just came out and were like, oh no, I don't want that because I'm vegan, they would have been like, this bitch. They're the same people who are gonna shove a steak in your face. So what is a vegan loophole, you ask? Well, I made it up. I haven't Googled it yet, so it might already exist, but if not, I claim it. A vegan loophole is something that is unhealthy but vegan. Like Oreos. But thank God they are. Why should you avoid these things? Well, to me at least, vegan is more about like a healthier lifestyle in general. So I could have eaten chips for a month and called myself vegan. Should have done that, but really you want to be making healthy choices in general. You're going to be happier, you're going to feel better, everything's going to be great. One of the ways to do this, and a more kind of extreme version of this diet, is to do like the 5 ingredients or less thing. And if you haven't heard of this, stay tuned, I'll tell you. So how the 5 ingredients or less thing works is you only eat things that have 5 or less ingredients, or that the first 5 ingredients are things that you know what they are. This is a banana. The ingredients are banana. These are rainbow sprinkles. I don't know why you would just eat only rainbow sprinkles, but let's see. The ingredients are sugar, partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, cornstarch, cocoa processed with alkali, dextrin, something wax, red 40 lake, yellow 6 lake, yellow 5 lake, blue 1 lake. What are these lakes and why are they in my sprinkles? Dextrose, yeast extract, trisodium phosphate, disodium guanylate, sodium ascorbate, citric acid, BHT. Like those are just letters. That's not even a thing. Like Chex Mix. This is like a science lab. So these soups are one of my favorite things, and it's a great example of something that has more than 5 ingredients but is fantastic. And you should eat it because they're great, but this is what I mean. Filtered water, organic lentils, organic celery, organic carrots, organic onions, organic potatoes, organic extra virgin olive oil, sea salt, and spices. I know what all of those things are. I feel comfortable eating all of those things. I don't know what yellow 5 lake is. I don't know where this lake is. I don't know why it's yellow. Is it pea? I don't know. Obviously, the vegan loophole things like Oreos and chips are great for indulging, things like that. But if you only eat those things, you're going to feel like crap, you're not going to be healthy, and you're going to die. Maybe. I don't know. My final tip is to read food labels, because there are a lot of things that you wouldn't expect to be vegan that are, like Bisquick. Thank you, Bisquick, by the way. And there are plenty of things that you would think that they would be vegan, and they're not. Like the most random stuff, like Chex Mix has milk in it. I have no idea why or how. So definitely expect at least the first couple times you go to the grocery store to be reading the labels on everything. It's gonna take more time, I know. Usually grocery stores have like the health food section that will have like a lot of vegetarian stuff and organic stuff, and that's usually where the more like vegan friendly stuff is. And that's where a lot of the stuff that's gonna have like a vegan label on it is gonna be. But my tip when you're reading the labels is to just look at the allergy information first. So, let me get my Chex Mix back. So, if it does have any sort of allergy in it, so like eggs, dairy, soy, whatever, it'll say it. So that tells me it contains milk. So I know right off the bat this isn't going to be vegan. But if it doesn't have any dairy or eggs or anything like that in it, I read the label after that. So that's it. I did it. Yeah, 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 go me. I'm gonna eat a burger. Maybe, I don't know.